A phone is a tool, not a god. Don't limit yourself. Be out there. Opportunities will definitely come. Seize them, even when you're not ready. Peradventure, you'll get ready doing it. But don't limit yourself. What you think is small today will end up being the very big thing that will launch you to the world tomorrow. Put yourself out there. And most especially, don't stop reading. Don't stop inventing new things. Don't stop. So my teacher wrote, amazing, smart, but timid.
Wow.
Funny enough, I said I was going to hit my report card from my kids because all through from primary down to secondary school, it was very quiet, very shy. You should try and be sociable. And
What advice do you have for teenagers?
so my advice to teenagers out there is
It's another episode of P&T Show. So welcome back. My name is Preciouifeanyi, and I'm delighted to again be your host today. We have a guest who is going to be having a candid conversation with us. She's going to be talking to us on identifying opportunity as a teenager. Of course, as someone that has once been a teenager, she's going to take us through that journey. And I'm going to allow her do the introduction herself. Welcome to the studio, ma'am.
yeah, thank you, Precious. My name is Ifeanyi Odili, and I'm a software engineer. And I'll be talking on identifying opportunities as a teenager. Growing up, I was actually the timid and the shy type. I really don't have conversations with people except you come to me. I'm usually the one that people will come to and ask questions, not I don't make the first move at all. And I remember one of my is it a report card they call it result.
Yeah.
So my teacher wrote, amazing, smart, but timid.
Wow.
Funny enough, I said I was going to hit my report card from my kids because all through from primary down to secondary school, it was very quiet, very shy. You should try and be sociable. And it was, I don't know. Initially, I was like, oh, I'm the cool kid. But when I got to senior secondary, I realized that I need to be out there.
Yeah.
I need to make them hear my voice, be out there, take the initiative, not always looking for people to help you drive a vision. So as a teenager, how you can identify opportunities. I'm someone who reads a lot.
Okay.
So there's something my folks used to say about me. If you don't want Ify to know, don't put it in a book.
Oh, wow. That's beautiful. Because we Africans, they say if you want to hide something from us, put it in the book. So you've changed the narrative, literally.
Well, because my dad usually purchased a newspaper back in the days, and the day he doesn't get one, he will definitely know about it because I'll tell him, I'll remind him, no newspaper for today, because I was always reading newspaper. That's how I got to know some opportunities, because back then there was no phone and internet was not really so accessible at that point in my life. So newspaper was all I could rely on. And I also had friends. I like to listen to conversation. I'm not the one that will talk, but I'm the type that will listen. So when there are some things I need answers to, I usually go to meet either my elder brother or my dad. Like I will ask, okay, what is this opportunity? And my dad is someone who would never let any opportunity go by. So I if there's anything I thank God for, is the kind of dad I have. He literally paved way for his kids. It's someone who is willing to, deny himself of some things just for his kids, to go further, which is something I admire in him. So one of the opportunities I knew I had then was I was in Delsu, I did the JAM and all, got admission into a course. The course does not have, I think it wasn't accredited at that time. It was I can't remember, medical biochemistry or thereabout, and I was already admitted and all, and my dad called one day. It was like, you most likely be changing school. There is an opportunity in Landmark, which is the second university for Covenant. I'm like, because we attend Winners Chapel. So he was like, since you have good grades, you have good grades and you're a church member, you belong to a unit, you qualify for a scholarship. And then I said, okay, no problem, let me give it a try. And then that was how I applied and I got the admission to study computer science. That was how the journey started. So my dad was there to create an opportunity. He was instrumental. And secondly, I was willing and open to such opportunities because opportunities will definitely come, but are you ready to take that step?
Fantastic.
So took the step, got admission into the school, graduated as the best in my faculty, that is my department, and that actually paved the way for me. I don't think I'll be where I am today if my dad didn't create the opportunity for me. So yeah, parents are very, very instrumental in creating opportunities for their kids. And as an individual too, you also can create opportunity for yourself by joining groups. I know back then in school, I used to join what was this club? I know they call it club. The debate.
Okay.
Yeah,
Did you club?
I'm not part of them. That's the funny thing. I don't debate. I give them points.
Okay, supply
I
points from
supply
behind.
points from behind, but you will never see me take the stage.
Okay.
That is never my thing.
Okay.
Even when I was forced to be a head girl, I rejected it. The proprietress was like, you're wasting your time. You have to take the position. So I was not the kind of person you see out there. I think my friends used to call me the brain box because I'm not out there. I'm always behind. Even in class, I sit behind or in front. You don't see me in the middle. So, yes.
Well, okay, so let's talk about something because you mentioned something about your ability to identify the opportunities that your dad has pointed to you and maximize it. So we live in a world where teenagers often say, "Oh, there's nothing for us to do. So let's just is it that they go the way of hook up for girls, and I'm talking teenagers, or they go to learn Yahoo business, which is very rampant today. So what exactly can you like point out some things that helped you? Yeah, I know you've mentioned your dad who was there, but there are other things that you did that helped you maximize the opportunities that came your way.
So for me, I was very careful about the kind of friends I keep. Even as a little girl, at least to an extent, I could tell right from wrong, good from bad, because I was privileged to have attend this teens church. We have this teens program that we do regularly in my church, and then there was this one of my pastor's wife that just took interest in me. So for me, I had someone aside my dad. I don't know if I'll call her a mentor, but she was always there, coaching us, the girls, and then coaching us, not just the girls, also the guys. So some things I got to learn in church, not even at home. How as a girl to behave and what not to, get involved in. And when such things are in front of you, she was always willing to listen and help out. I know there were a couple of teenagers she helped out back in the days, a lot of them. So I had that opportunity. Now, for someone who may not have that opportunity, well, social media made it possible now these days. There are lots of pages that you can follow. I mean, you Google about it before you make a move. Everything is out there now, unlike before. The internet is there. So if you want to know if something is good, reviews will tell you whether it is good or not. And sometimes I always encourage teenagers to join the community. It's one big step that open doors, a good community anyways. So that's what helped me.
Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that. And I want to believe that a teenager watching this is able to know that going to church is not a waste.
No, it's not.
Sometimes it looks like to what end? Reading the Bible, joining a community, they can be annoying.
My own church was kind of, different. It's not a regular, yeah, we do programs, teenager outreaches,
So it
hangouts.
was
So it was fun. It's not the regular, you must pray fast. No. You get to talk, ask questions, gist about it, and you have issues. There's always someone to talk to. So I know I have a couple of friends back in the days that they lived a rough life, but when they met this woman, that's the pastor's wife then, their life took a really, really good turn, and it's amazing actually. It is.
Oh, good. How can teenagers identify opportunities? Because I know a lot of teenagers are of the opinion that there is nothing for us. So, is there, okay, you've mentioned going to chat, going on social media to ask, to check, to Google, and of course, find reviews. Are there other ways that they can identify opportunities in their environment, at home, in schools, and take advantage of those opportunities, even though it may not really look like opportunities? But I mean, are there ways that they kind of find those opportunities?
Oh, yes. For me, I remember during my holiday, my dad will either say you go for tailoring, the couple of skills he will tell us to go do. For me, I always go for computer because I'm like, needle and thread is not my calling. Making of it, it's not my calling.
Nowhere.
No way. I love electronics. So I'd rather go to a computer school. Exactly. So now, like I said, community helps. You may not be opportune to have such, but you can ask questions. Today, as little as 1,000 naira, you can get data. Go online. Maybe because I'm more of a computer person, that I also so much believe in everything is out there. Go out there. You ask questions. It's just a hi hello. You're just a hi hello away from the opportunity, because there's always someone willing to help. But someone can't help you if they don't know that you're even suffering in the first place. Some are lucky, help comes to them. Why some are not? They go for the help. So as a teenager, because there's this saying, the future, it's in the hands of the younger ones. So as a teenager, I will always encourage you to don't shy away from being curious, but also know what is good and what is bad. Be able to filter. If you don't have parents or guardians to help you, look for someone out there who you can trust. If you don't have who you can trust, then go back to God, your maker. He will definitely guide you. That's all I have to say.
Okay, fantastic. So I've heard stories of people that got opportunities, that got things like scholarships and what have you, leadership. They can take up leadership in their schools, wherever they find themselves. Those leadership positions can be the reason they identify tomorrow and giving opportunities and giving things. So sometimes it may not look like this is good, but that time you are leading, like when you said your school, whatever, gave you an opportunity to be the head girl. So that kind of a thing, they should always like be the leader. Anywhere you are, solve a problem. By so doing, you are being seen. When bigger opportunities come, they will call for it.
So for teenagers, aside, looking for the opportunities, one other ways you can get it is through leadership roles. Now, there's this exposure it gives to you when you are a leader. Things come to you first before it gets to the masses. Now, in schools, for example, I don't know if it is all the schools that do this scholarship program, but back in the days, my school, I schooled in Delta State, and Delta State has its NMPC and the Life Scholarship. Yes, I actually applied for one of them. I know I got one, and that was when Buhari cancelled the scheme. But regardless, it was from school I got to know about that scholarship, and then informed my parents about it. They made more inquiries, and you know, and then my teachers also. Teachers also helped because they can tell, they have information regarding this scholarship, because it's their area of expertise. And aside that, practically even talking to friends also, or going online, and communities. I don't know if they still do that where there's this program where schools come together. Aside in
competition.
yeah, like a competition. I know back in the days we used to do that. Schools we come together. I usually look forward to such events because it's an avenue to talk to people. Yes, I get snubbed sometimes, and sometimes I made friends. So it just it's a 50-50,
Yeah.
you know. But I think at the end of it all, I got what I wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I really like that you mentioned the leadership thing because a lot of teenagers they are waiting for the big thing, whereas you can actually start where you are. So when you start leading, then you start exploring and learning more. Okay, so what are some distractions? I think that's going to be the last question that we'll take. What are some distractions that you think teenagers face today?
Internet.
Seriously.
Yeah.
About that.
So when you say too much of something, it's not good. So internet is a blessing and a curse because these days you are not totally in control of what you see on your social media pages sometimes.
Yeah.
There's adverts everywhere. Things are just popping up on your feeds. Now, for teenagers, they become addicted to social media. So instead of studying or doing vocational courses or whatever, they are focused on chatting or call. It's not a bad thing, by the way. It's just that too much of it, it's where they need to draw the line. A phone is a tool, not a god.
I like that. Good. And I think that's how we're going to wrap up. But before we go, I want you to give, advice to teenagers that are watching, they're listening. Okay, where do I go from here? What do I do next? Having listened to Ifeyinwa. So what advice do you have for teenagers?
So my advice to teenagers out there is don't limit yourself. Be outspoken. Be out there. Opportunities will definitely come. Seize them, even when you're not ready. Peradventure, you will get ready doing it. But don't limit yourself. Put yourself out there. And most especially, don't stop reading. Don't stop inventing new things. Don't stop improving on yourself. Is very important because what you think is small today will end up being the very big thing that will launch you to the world tomorrow.
It's been an amazing time talking with Ifeyinwa, the software engineer who graced P&T Show stage today. Thank you so much for these words of encouragement. The reason we bring people on the show is to inspire teenagers. So we want them to look up to you, we want them to listen to you and know that it's possible. If she did it, I can also do it. So if you're able to climb the career ladder to where you are today, and one of your secrets is that you read, you said that you were reading plenty.
That was then, but now.
Yes, yeah, it may not be as, but at least it gave you
Yeah. But after school, the reading reduced. Now I'm making money.
and congratulations. So if you want to make money, at least start reading now. That's the lesson there, right? Thank you so much. It's been an amazing time with you. Thank you so much. Okay, keep watching P&T Show and do well to like, subscribe, share this video with a teenager and help them get better in their life journeys. Till we see you again next week, stay blessed. Bye.